Okay.
The next studio we're going to be talking about
is
the biggest one,
their
the most hype,
pretty
most
good.
anticipated
Their
game
games have
in
been
the
kind of outside the
Xbox
box a lot,
community.
and they kind of paid off.
And that's from
through,
Bethesda Game
great,
Studios, and that is
critic
Starfield,
acclaim
which
for
was
their-
announced in 2018. 2018, we got a teaser trailer for that, right? Of just a ship that just flew into space.
Yep.
And then, like, I think 2022, we got more locations, we got a little bit of gameplay and whatnot, and then with a set date, they had a set date that was 11/11/22. You know, they love the November releases for their games from the last one from like Fallout 76, but then they delayed it to the first half, sharing it with Redfall. You know, I like sci-fi. You know, I know a lot of people compare this to, you know, No Man's Sky. You know, this is Bethesda's way of like exploring space with more storylines and doing anything you want. It's their third pillar to the post-apocalypse and medieval times. Now they got their space game. This is a game they're putting a lot of work into, and so much that they want to make sure delay, because, you know, they are known for the bugginess. They are known from the records of Fallout 76 that, like, they have to come into this. And it's supposed to also represent Microsoft, that now we got it under them. They should not be any excuse for this game not to not have less problems. You know what I mean? And so, will this game... First of all, sorry, before I ask that question, am I excited for the game? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to play this game on the PC. I think this will be a great place for me personally. I think I want this to be a win for Xbox. Xbox needs a win. They need something that a game. It needs their Elden Ring. This has to be their Elden Ring to me. That it should be talked about all year long, and then win.
Just
something.
Hammering everybody with it.
Yeah, Starfield should be everywhere. Like, it should be a household name like Elder Scrolls and Fallout to them. That's, I think, what they're aiming for, and I think that's what they need. They need this win to really, and especially if it's the first half. This is a great way to start the first half, right? Of like, we got a banger. Every other game, hopefully, will be even bangers going through. But this will be the first ship. Now, my question is, will this make it in the first half, though? That's the question. Will it make it the first half? I want to say no. I really don't think it's going to make it in the first half. I think that, like, we're still not seeing anything else from it. I know they're working hard on it. But I know that they're like, man, we do not aim this half. We're going to do it. But I think also, too, I think that making this game delayed still won't hurt anything, because this is their one shot to me. Like, they got to come in right. And they had to delay it again, so be it. Right?
Exactly. I think we learned from Cyberpunk. We'll take a delay as long as the game is good.
Hurting more of the
According
community
to
in a
the
way
scanners,
like,
the
never gonna get a new
abandoned
game, are we?
research
You know,
facility
kind of
is
thing.
in this direction.
I'm gonna take a chance. I think that this game will make it in the first half. I think this will be a March game, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, because I think that's a good place for it.
Did you say March? This game will make the first half?
I say it will make it in the first half, but my guess is March.
I'm going to say mid to late summer. So it'll just barely squeak into the second half.
So you think it'll be a summer game?
I think it'll be a summer game.
It would appear that pirates of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
Polished.
Okay. All right. Are you excited for
Starfield?
Yeah.
No, because I couldn't get into Fallout. I couldn't get into Elder Scrolls. I don't know if I'd be able to get into Starfield. I mean, stranger things have happened. You know, I'm actually somewhat curious about Elden Ring, even though I Souls type games. But as far as like, I'm not excited. Not near your level. Not near the level of people who are just like, oh, going to get lost 100 hours.
My level is like, this looks great if it pulls it off, but I'm not like, I never put in my most anticipated, most hyped game of all time. I never put it up that level. I'm like, because it's Bethesda. You know, their record to me is right here. I'm like, I'm excited for the idea, but the execution, I'm not excited about.
Yeah,
so
waiting to see what happens with that.
Yeah. Because out of all of my segments, Fallout is still my favorite. But even like 76 and stuff like Bethesda hasn't gotten through. Hasn't gotten with a Bethesda game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for people, I can understand their hype because, you know, we haven't had a giant space open world game in a very long time compared to No Man's Sky, which No Man's Sky is its own thing because that's more of a simulation kind of style game compared. This is more of a adventure with stories, kind of like your Mass Effect, which like I was excited for Mass Effect at that time.
So. Oh yeah, I mean, but Mass Effect had that BioWare pedigree behind it, and like you were saying, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna shit on it, but I will just kind of have to wait to see what happens when it comes out, and there's like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 3 sources that I trust their word on a review, because they're not mired in the content creator algorithm of make negative whatever claims. So we'll see what happens.
So with some of the studios that we have selected in our conversation, we're going to talk about our overall thoughts, and we're going to give it a number of how do we think that, based on, do you think they're going to complete these games being released this year overall with Starfield and Starfield and Redfall and all that kind of stuff. So overall, all the studios that we talked about, some of the games that they don't announce with, that we hopefully see trailers for, 2 games that have been announced that hopefully they're going to come out. Jerron, I talked to you first. Overall, how confident do you feel like Microsoft pulling this off, and what do you score for their overall status from their studios in their development and all that stuff?
I'll start with the current status of their studios, what we know. I give it a C+.
Okay.
And that's only because of so much sheer potential. So, yeah, you throw enough crap at the wall, some of it's going to stick. And as far as the other one, as far as how Microsoft,
will they deliver? Do you think they're going to deliver?
Yeah, I think Microsoft is going to somewhat deliver on 2023.
Okay.
And that's because they have been chugging at this since 2018, 2019. They've been chugging at this. And Microsoft, not counting the OG Xbox, Microsoft takes a little bit to get going. But once they get going, they go. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, evidence 360. And Xbox One is that blemish. Like you said, it was their loss. So Microsoft takes a little bit to get going, but once they do, they can do it.
Okay. So one thing that we did not mention, and the reason why I didn't mention them, particularly Blizzard, is because they haven't technically even acquired yet. So I didn't put them on this list until the paperwork is complete. But if they were, I mean, you do have games that they're going to be coming around. I mean, you have the Overwatch and you have Diablo 4. I think it's supposed to also come out in 2023. I thought. I could be wrong. But regardless, though, they got the Call of Duties, all that stuff. Overall status, I'm a C. I'm not a C+. I'm a C because we just need a game to release. All this talk, I need to see action now. So there's no action yet. Yeah. But the list is strong. But we need action. And if Starfield comes out first, if this comes out first, as they say to their word, then I have faith that the others one will fall in place. But that first one has to come. If it gets delayed, that's fine too. But I think the main concern is, does it come out that year? Right? We got to get these games to come out that year, and they need a big one. Yes, there's a lot of like in between stuff, like yes, Scorn. You had all these other games that come out there, but there's not the one that like everybody's hype up for. Not that AAA. They haven't dropped AAA yet, because don't forget Halo. Halo's not doing anything right now.
What sucks is that Halo is actually a fun game, and Halo, the story is a good game, but they keep dropping the ball on the seasons.
Yeah. So but they're doing their own thing. That's not keeping the hype up. I mean, yes, a new Gears of War is probably going to get announced, but another Gear another day for some people. They want this Bethesda game to really launch it off. They bought them. They want the action. You bought a studio with 11 studios in there. Let's see some action going. So I'm a C for that, because I think that I'm hoping that they'll execute what they do. Do I think they will execute a lot of stuff? Yes, I think they will execute stuff. But I think a lot of games are going to get moved around. I don't think they're going to land on the dates that they're claiming for. I think they're being vague with the first half to throw it out there. So if they decide to delay it, it's not going to feel too much of a burn. You know, they also learn like don't give it a particular date. Be vague.
That's true.
So I'm hoping
your marketing. It's your marketing team that you gotta grapple with, because you don't want them to overpromise stuff, but at the same time you got to keep the hype fire high. So I don't know. I don't know. I say don't throw out a date. Pull a Nintendo. Don't throw out a date until you're like a month or 2 months from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, and hopefully if this works out, they can have a really good year, because we still don't know anything that's going on with PlayStation yet when we get to them, or Nintendo, what they're doing yet. We got a little bit of Nintendo, what they're doing so far, but PlayStation, we haven't heard anything too big yet from them. You know, God of War is their big ship that they finally put out. Ragnarok. Yeah. So
yeah, you saw the commercials with Ben Stiller and John Travolta.
I didn't like that commercial. I thought
and LeBron James.
I didn't like that commercial. I thought it was like it overstayed its welcome.
It did run long, but it just goes to show how much confidence Sony has in this game. Mm-hmm. It's like, we'll blow like $1 million on paying these actors to sit around in Kratos cosplay and talk for 2 minutes. We don't care. You're gonna buy the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think that's where I want Microsoft to be too. Like, it's like, yeah, let's get some unpaid people let's pay a bunch of people to do these commercials. So